Hey Willowbrook, welcome to another deep dive into the scriptures. Thank you so much for having your daily Devo time with us. My name is Jared. I'm one of the pastors at the Madison campus. Today we find ourselves continuing through this great book of Genesis and Genesis chapter 16. We are continuing in the story of Abram and his wife Sarai. Verse 1 says, "Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children, and she had an Egyptian maid whose name was Hagar. So Sarai said to Abram, 'Now behold, the Lord has prevented me from having children. Please go in to my maid. Perhaps I will obtain children through her.' And Abram listened to the voice of Sarai. After Abram had lived 10 years in the land of Canaan, Abram's wife Sarai took Hagar, the Egyptian her maid, and gave her to her husband Abram as his wife." What's going on here? This may sound a little bit like a soap opera. It kind of is, but at its heart, it's something that we can all relate to. See, Abram and Sarai are struggling with waiting on the promises of God. If you look back just a few chapters, Genesis chapter 12, God had promised them that he would make Abram the father of a great nation. So they know that through them is going to come a son, a child that would produce many peoples. But they're having a hard time waiting on God. You see, it's been many years here now. Scholars say about 10 years, and yet Sarai is still barren. So what does she do? Well, she takes matters into her own hands, doesn't she? She tries to speed up God's promised plan. Have you ever been tempted to do that? Maybe you felt like you heard from God about what you were supposed to do, but really just wasn't coming along fast enough, and you felt like you needed to help, or you needed to do something to make things get along a little faster. Or maybe you were struggling with the will of God, and you felt like you could step in and kind of determine that. And this is a temptation that all of us have from time to time. What do we need to do instead? Well, we need to be strong, take heart, and wait for the Lord. That's actually what the scripture says. Be strong, take heart, wait for the Lord. If God's revealed to you his will, God's going to carry that out. If God's made a promise, God's going to keep his promises. We don't have to exert our human control to help him do that. He's got things under control. I hope you have a great day, Willowbrook.